actually terrified for the future of AI because at this point, it is starting to become inescapable. Because Coca-Cola has been under fire lately for producing their annual Holidays Are Coming commercial in complete AI generation, with birds that wake up looking like they're morphing into themselves, random shots of animals that don't look real and whose snouts don't even go under the water because AI can't generate such a complicated scene. And then we start showing several choppy clips of the Coca-Cola trucks that don't last more than a second because AI struggles to generate anything that doesn't look like it's imploding in on itself if it lasts longer than that. More AI generated scenes of animals that look out of place as it's literally snowing and this dog has not one flake of snow on its coat. Another scene of squirrels that look laughably fake, like they didn't even try to make them look real. And a random cartoon snowman that doesn't fit the rest of the ad's aesthetic at all, that can't even wink correctly. A shot of the stillest looking trucks you've ever seen, like where the goddamn wheels aren't even spinning. A shot where 3 raccoons morph into a hole of a tree out of literally thin air. And more of just pure AI sloppy garbage that looks lazy, disgustingly smooth, lifeless, hollow, ugly, and most of all, a barren freaking wasteland that no human being on this planet could ever produce. And at the end of this ad, they have the audacity to say, Coca-Cola, real magic. Could you be any more insulting? Not one single thing about that ad was real, and nothing about that ad created any sort of holiday magic within me whatsoever. In fact, I would say that the more ads begin to do this, which they are, they will single-handedly eliminate the Christmas spirit in its entirety across the globe. And what's even creepier is that in their alternative shorter ad, they decided to let AI take you to the uncanny valley as they generated fake human beings, like faces of people that don't exist, expressing emotions they are incapable of feeling to represent the joy their product brings to us, when that isn't us. And after seeing that, I have genuinely never wanted to buy a product less. Because how can you expect us to want to buy your overpriced drinks when you can't even be bothered to use your billions of dollars worth of revenue that you make every single year to hire real people to produce a real commercial? It's a disgusting display of corporate greed. And it's terrifying that people in this industry are now having their livelihoods threatened because of this. I just can't stand how dull and pathetic these commercials look. AI can't properly produce a complex looking animal, and nothing in this ad has any sort of color or warmth to it in the slightest. Like, there were so many people out there who genuinely look forward to these ads every single year during the holiday season because it gave them nostalgia from their favorite childhood memories. And this is how you pay those loyal and excited people back? Coca-Cola should absolutely be ashamed of themselves.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait, turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Honda has also decided they want a piece of this horrific pie by somehow outdoing Coca-Cola and creating an even uglier ad themselves. As not only is the background awful to look at, but that background to begin with is barely holding itself together. Not only does AI make your cars look incredibly tacky and cheap, but it makes you, Honda, seem incredibly tacky and cheap as well. These companies are quite literally decreasing the value and the prestige they have worked so long and so hard for to build in the snap of a finger. And it is actually quite hilarious to watch. They're sacrificing their rich histories just so that they don't have to pay people. Starburst candies have also joined the club because in their brand new ad this year that they legitimately greenlit for the entire world to see, they also used AI to create the most nauseating ad that I have ever seen. Through its use of dreary colors and unnerving visuals that achieve nothing but making me feel ill. The fact that these companies are so out of touch that they think that is a good marketing strategy and that is what will make people want to buy their food is genuinely so funny that I can't even feel offended that they'd insult our intelligence like this. And I think the worst part about it is the fact that these ads could be truly awesome had AI not created them. Like, all I'm seeing is that these ads have potential, but we'll never get to see what they truly could have been if it were made by humans because of widespread corporate laziness.
Get all the feels, all the time. Because now you can get something amazing when you're ready for a change. Introducing Rack Exchange. Update, upgrade, or...
That was the most egregious example because that was just pure nightmare fuel. And I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but what you just watched, is genuinely what we are going to have to get used to seeing on our TV screens every single day from here on out. And who else is feeling just pure terror over the idea of that? And here's the thing, it's not that the people in the commercial aren't real that's the problem. Because had this exact same ad been created with CGI that had actual employees behind the animation, it would have looked just fine. It's the fact that nobody is behind this imitation of us that makes it so horrifying to look at. Because I know I'm not alone in the way that I feel about this, but I certainly don't want to shop here after seeing that ad. And in this next AI-generated slop of an ad from the American company Open Door, it makes you wonder how they let this garbage air on TV and all across the internet.
Used by culinary pioneers, this unconventional feast of fowl has been passed down by generations. This season, defy even more tradition. Sell your home with Open Door's turducken of offers. At the center is our all...
Did you notice anything about that horrible ad? Forget how stiff and uncanny it looked. Rewind it a little bit and pay attention to the legs of the turkeys that are being served on the Thanksgiving table. The first one has 6 legs. The second one has 7 legs. The third turkey has a measly 3 legs. And the final turkey, again, only has 3 legs. How are these turkeys not from a sci-fi horror movie? Why can't it produce a turkey with 4 legs? And how are they getting this lazy that not only are they relying on AI to make their ads, but humans with eyes in this company can't even watch the ad back to make sure that the ad that represents their entire brand and what they stand for doesn't look like literal intergalactic cosmic horror. Now, moving on from commercials, I kind of want to discuss other forms of AI that I've been seeing that have been making me sick. Because there's a new app called Magibook, and what this app does is it takes some of the most famous works of classic literature and uses AI to simplify it, or as I like to say, dumb it down, so that you can, quote, read at your skill level and stop trying to open yourself to learning and expanding your vocabulary. Turn hard books into easy books with Magibook. Maximize your reading potential and avoid difficult language today. And in the original Great Gatsby, the paragraph says, "In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since." And in Magibook's version of the Great Gatsby, they change it to, "When I was young, my dad told me something that I still think about."
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Are you freaking kidding me? What are we, 3 years old? Why are we acting like this is everybody's first time reading ever? Because how is a book with words such as vulnerable or advice too hard to read? And how can Magibook say, maximize your reading potential and avoid difficult language in the same goddamn sentence? Maximizing your reading potential only happens when you challenge yourself with these difficult words. That is how learning works. Not dumbing the books down so that we never learn.
Okay, you know those Minecraft parkour videos that have like text over them? I found this website, pdf-to-brainrot.com. I honestly don't have the attention span to read all of this. I'm kind of at my breaking point, so I'm just gonna try it. Just upload this.
Welcome to this quick dive into a brief introduction to Monte Carlo simulation, an influential article by Peter Albany.
So, we have another aspect of our learning process being made to be absolutely brain dead in order for us to learn without having to struggle even just a little bit. Oh, but they're still learning, so that's a good thing. No, it's not. And I honestly have to disagree with you there. Firstly, if you're admitting that this is how bad your attention span has gotten, then this is going to do nothing but make it worse. Secondly, I understand that you may not want to read all of this, but correct me if I'm wrong here, is that not precisely what you paid a college tuition for? Like, you paid so that you could expand your knowledge, so that you could get a job in the field that you want to be in. So what was the point in paying tens of thousands of dollars for classes that you can't be bothered taking? And lastly, but most importantly, humans have clearly prospered for centuries without needing this, and we sure as hell can continue to prosper without it. In fact, I believe we would be downgrading as a society if we continue to promote things like this. Something that's also just breaking my damn heart is the fact that the next generation isn't going to experience the same Christmas magic that we all had when we were younger. Because now, these companies are throwing away their classic designs that they've used for decades and are instead shilling out AI-generated art on advent calendars for kids. And I am so tired of regular, normal, everyday people like all of us trying to defend these companies by saying, oh, but guys, it's cheaper for them to produce. Okay? I don't care. They clearly don't care about selling their customers garbage, and they clearly don't care about the livelihoods of the artists and designers they fired in favor of AI. So why should I care about the goddamn company and how much money they save? One of the kids has 4 freaking fingers that a branch is quite literally morphing through, an extremely disproportionate and lumpy snowman, and a random anime girl that doesn't belong in this artwork whatsoever with a claw machine looking ass hand. If you see an AI generated advent calendar this Christmas, do not buy it for your child. Then hopefully the low sale of these atrocious products will kick some sense back into these companies' heads and we can return back to the status quo. Then on Twitter, this user went viral with over 100,000 likes when they tweeted their concern over these Christmas bags that they spotted while shopping that had AI-generated art printed onto them. And in case you can't spot the mistakes, somebody in the replies kindly circled that the reindeer's antlers isn't even in the Santa hat that it's wearing. The snowflakes look like they've been split in half and have been paired together in an ill-fitting manner. And there are random drops on the tree that might be ornaments, but it's hard to tell as they're all different shapes and shades. And on the second bag, it looks like the dog has a chest. Like, I mean, I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Then they circled that there's a random spot of green on the clearly red candy cane. The bow on the bottom right is wrapped on 2 different corners of the present box, and a snowflake on one single ornament when there's no other snowflakes on any of the other ornaments. I even spotted some mistakes that were missed myself. The decorations look like they've been duplicated. There's a huge random glob of red at the very top, and a very out of place, ill-shaped candy cane in a random corner. So again, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but while some people may argue that this is a beginning of a new chapter, I beg to differ. You know what it actually is? The beginning of an era of companies saying, lol, remember when we actually used to put effort into our products? Remember guys, remember the days where we used to care about the quality of the items we produce to our consumers? Thank God we found a way to be lazy and still make the same amount of money while not having to give an employee their fair share of payment. Am I right, boys? Let's go! It's just incredibly unfair to us as consumers as well, because if I go to a boba shop and all they have is AI generations of their drinks, not only are they setting up astronomically high expectations for what this drink is going to be, but even if you don't fall for their marketing and you know that's fake, you still won't even know what the drink that you want and the drink that you're ordering is even remotely supposed to look like in real life. Because at least with a fast food joint that's making an ad, yes, they're making the food look a little bit more appealing with professional food photographers, but at least you actually get an idea of what the food you're ordering looks like. And not just that, an actual human being was hired and paid to do a photography job, and wasn't just a terrible AI generator being fed a prompt in 5 seconds for free. I don't care. If you use AI in your store, I am not buying anything from you. It cheapens all establishments that it's in.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I don't know.
And now you can't even go and enjoy normal art galleries anymore without having to worry about whether or not the art you're looking at is even real or not. In the first piece, which I don't even know what I'm looking at here. It quite literally looks like a pile of rubbish sitting at an old junkyard, and what I assume to be a cage that doesn't even connect to the bars on the left. The second piece has a cat with 2.5 legs, as the third leg is just one huge glob of what I assume is a tail. And the final piece looks like 2 different pictures morphing into each other, as nothing is aligning correctly. There are no ears and a large mangled crack in the chest area that creates folds in her neck for absolutely no reason. What the hell are we doing now, guys? When you go to an art museum, you visit because you want to see the historical works of some of the world's most renowned and respected artists that were ahead of their time, and you can still see the influence of their work that it has on people today. You don't go because you want to see a bunch of AI generated slop on the wall when you can quite literally just do that yourself in 10 seconds in the comfort of your own house. One has a story behind them. The other was just fed an idea and produced said idea very poorly in 2 seconds, not because it wanted to, but because it was ordered to. And I'm sorry to say, but we've also got to start preparing ourselves to see more and more of the most uninspired and ugly single covers and album covers be created with AI, as JoJo Siwa and Tears for Fears have already begun participating in this god-awful trend recently. AI is literally everywhere now, and I am already at my wit's end with seeing it. I'm sick and tired. I want real people making a living in the workforce. I want to see real art created by real artists. Everything that AI touches and it creates becomes so devoid of any sort of life. And I am terrified to live in a world where I can't escape the lifelessness that AI creates everywhere that I go. But I'm afraid it's taking over rapidly, because some people now can't even remember what their life was like before AI and before ChatGPT. Stop! Anyways, guys, I apologize for the cynical end to that video, but thank you all so much for watching. Mwah. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!